Well, hello, my Jedi friends, and today we have got the full moon live stream. Now, officially, the full moon doesn't come out till tomorrow night. So this live stream is just about getting you ready for the full moon. How do you get ready for the full moon, Adam? What are you talking about? What sort of lunacy are you talking about? So for people that are tapped in, people that are in the energy world, people that know. And when I say people that know, you'll feel it. People understand how energy works and realize that the full moon is a very interesting time. And from an energy perspective, it is something very significant, very significant. So, what do we know about a full moon? Well, we know it's lunatics, werewolves. All of the lunacy happens with a full moon. You've seen enough horror films to know that when the full moon comes out, isn't it Dracula, vampires, werewolves, the whole lot? But there's a reason for all of these folklores and myths, my Jedi friends. There's a reason for all of this because the moon has an energy. The moon has an energy which is inexplicable to some. So we're going to talk about the energy of the full moon, how to set yourself for it, and what you can do about it. Oh, and look at that straight away off the bat. I have got New Yoda has entered the stream. New Yoda, great to see you here. Thank you, my Jedi friend. Thank you, Master Yoda. Thank you for coming and joining me on this full moon journey. We are going to have some full moon excitement today, my Jedi friend. We are going to discuss full moons. We are going to discuss the energy of full moons, and we're going to discuss how to align a full moon to feel better, my Jedi friends. So that's what this is all about. It's all about. So I encourage you to jump in, ask all your questions, share your wisdom, Master Yoda, and do let the rest of us know what your feelings and thoughts are on the full moon, on full moons, my Jedi friends. So I'm going to start by telling you a little bit of a story, So I used to work night shifts. As a nurse, I worked night shifts for 10 years. And there were certain nights where the wards used to go absolutely mad. I mean, really properly barking mad, crazy. Where people that would show up, patients would start the shift, look completely normal. And usually round about 1 to 2 in the morning, it was just madness, absolutely madness. The same people, it was almost as though they'd been possessed by some sort of demonic spirit. That would take over their body. They'd do mad things. And then the next morning, they would completely forget about all of it. And I have seen this all too many times. And whenever it used to kick off, it started as a joke. I used to say it must be a full moon. And every time I said that, it turned out it was. It was part of that 3-day lunar cycle where the moon was full. So there you go, my Jedi friends. From somebody that's worked on the wards and knows these things, I can tell you a full moon has pull. I have got Licked in the house. Licked, thank you for joining us. We're here with me, you, Master Yoda, has jumped in. We are talking full moons. We are going to amplify the energy. We are going to channel it. We're going to channel it today. So it's great to have you here. Thanks for joining us, Licked. Always good to have you on board. So we're just discussing at the moment the power of full moons. Now, some people won't get it. I'm not here to try and convince anyone. Some people just know. Some people just know. And I know my target audience. I know my target audience will already know. Or at least they'll be open to it, because I can tell you for certain that there were some nurses, this is a true story, there's some nurses that refused to work night shifts on the full moon cycle. True story, folks, true story. And New Yoda is back. Full moon energy is great. It makes me feel alive. Absolutely, New Yoda. And tomorrow is the day. Tomorrow is the day. Ironically, my friend Alan, I said, pick a date. Let's do a live stream and let's talk about tolerance. I said, you can pick any date. And he picked tomorrow. I think it's at 5 o'clock, which is exactly when the full moon hits. So he inadvertently, accidentally, by coincidence, we're doing a live stream during the full moon tomorrow. We're talking about tolerance, which will be always an interesting conversation with my very good friend Alan Charland, who is a mediator. And we have talked about tolerance and how it is absolute poison for your soul. So a bit of controversy to come tomorrow. Here I am doing these back-to-back live streams because I'm getting used to the equipment now. Although I did try and do the YouTube studio, use it outside of StreamYard, and it was a complete disaster. Complete disaster it was, my Jedi friends, because I thought I could just click on YouTube and make it work, but you need other software. You need other software, and I wasn't ready for it. So here I am back again. I'm back again. So Lichter said, I thank you for making me realize I deserve a positive energy exchange from every human instead of letting people drain me and shrug it off afterwards. Absolutely, Licht. This is the wake-up call for all empaths and healers on the planet. Because healing and being an empath doesn't involve being nice to everybody, because some people have no empathy at all. This is the wake-up call. This is the wake-up call for healers and empaths, that you want to do good for everyone, and that's great. I never want you to stop that energy of wanting the best for everyone. But there's a certain threshold. There's a certain caliber of person, a narcissist, for example, psychopath, that has no empathy. So if you want the best for them, well, a narcissist, what they want to do is drain your energy. They want to put you down. So the wake-up call for empaths is to feel so utterly low to wake up and see this dynamic, that most people you can help, but the person you have to help the most is yourself. That's at the core of it all. And you have to learn to identify narcissism and psychopaths. Because if you're trying to change them or to heal them, that's a fool's errand. A fool's errand, my Jedi friends. That is ultimate in lunacy. It is lunacy, lunacy, full moon lunacy at an extreme scale, my Jedi friends. And we don't want that for our empathic brethren. No, we are here to wake up. And I talk about waking up. I know I talk about waking up. Here he is. Look, we're all awake. We're all here on the stream. What's he talking about? If we were asleep, we wouldn't be able to log on. Well, we are back to the Matrix, my Jedi friends. We are red pilling it today. We are red pilling it. That's what we're talking about when we mean awake. And most people aren't. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. And you will be sending these agents from the Matrix, the ones in the black suit and the dark shades. They are your narcissists, they're your psychopaths, and they are your tests, your litmus tests. They are the evil warriors that are sent to test whether you've woken up or not, my Jedi friends. Because part of the journey for the healers and empaths and light workers and people that are here to do good is to learn to identify the people who are here to do the complete opposite. The complete opposite, my Jedi friends, because the Force must be balanced. For every Jedi, there must be a Sith. And the Sith, they don't want to be healed. They want to do harm. They want to radiate their darkness across the planet, across the world. And that's just the way that they roll. It's the way that they roll, my Jedi friends. That is how they do it. So the wake-up call is first, you usually have to hit rock bottom. And it's interesting because YouTube have been sort of, they've been going hard on my videos, probably because I swear too much. You know the score, my Jedi friends. But I did one on suicide or something else, something about suicide I wrote, and it's had like about 500 views. Like for me, that's like insane. It's insane, my Jedi friends. They obviously thought that was an important message, and YouTube are starting to promote my videos a little bit better now. I've got Tammy in the house. Welcome, Tammy. Great to have you here, my Jedi friend. We have got the Jedi showing up. That's what I like to see, because we are going full lunatic today. We're going full lunatic. We are going to have some fun, my Jedi friends, but there's also a very serious message. So we can do serious and we can package it in fun. That's my preferred mechanism, because it's all too serious. There's too many people, aren't there? These spiritual gurus, and fair play, they've got a good message, but my God, it's heavy duty. It's, oh my God, no, stop it. Don't do that. Don't do it. So Licht has jumped back on. It's not only narcissists and psychopaths, so-called normal people can drain you even more, are confusing you more. Do I make sense? Well, it rarely makes sense, Licked, but yes. So look, arseholes come from all directions. That's one thing that we all know here. And you don't necessarily need to be a psychopath or a narcissist to be an arsehole. And not only that, let's be honest, I have days where I'm the arsehole. So the difference between an empath being an arsehole is usually a short-term window, whereas it's a default setting for the narcissist. Even when they're being nice, there's an arsehole in there. You can see it. Pretending to be your mate. They're pretending to be your mate, but they're really not. They're not. Not at all. So Tammy says, so you're saying as an empath, it's my responsibility to point out the narcissist. Well, it's your responsibility, Tammy, to do what is right for you. Now, sometimes you might want, if you've got a frequent flyer narcissist, you might want to give them a taste of their own medicine. I like this. It took me years to get to this point. So you need to be really confident and comfortable within yourself if you're going to go down that route. But the bottom line is, if you've identified a narcissist, I'm always going to say that your number one route, if you're meeting them for the first time, is just get out. Just walk away, just get out. If you can identify a narcissist early on, that's usually the best way. But yes, you're certainly not going to tolerate them. And if they dare to fuck with you, you're going to give them an incentive not to. That would be my default setting. So, but that comes with caveats, because some of these are lunatics, and if they're violent, and that's a different conversation. It's a different conversation, because then you need to have your safety in mind as well. In which case, just get out. Just get out. So, new Yoda's back. Praise Luna, heavenly sister on earth. Absolutely. The moon is our friend. It is a Jedi. The moon is a Jedi. It's one of us. It's one of us. It's there to help. But in the same way, if we're in a bad place, the moon is there to hinder. So I'll give you the message straight up here, my Jedi friends. Whatever energy you take into a full moon will amplify. So if you are in a messed up place and you're swinging at the rafters, or you're just in a bad place, it will amplify. If you can get yourself in a good place, it will amplify. So the moon is an amplifier of energy. So on that basis, it's neither good nor bad, because it really depends on what you bring to the party. So let's take it as a party. The full moon is a party. If you bring your favorite booze and you know where your limit is and you're going to have a laugh, then you are going to have a great full moon. If you go to that party and you bring the wrong thing, maybe you've got tons of wife beater or stuff that's going to send you absolutely loopy. You're going to have a bad one. You're going to smack your head off the kitchen sink. Well, you know the drinks, the drugs are going to do that to you, my Jedi friend. So preparing for a full moon is the same way as preparing for a party. Know your limits and know what makes you feel good, and know where the danger zone is. Unfortunately, a lot of my friends are so lunatic. There is no limit. There's no limit, and they can quite easily skirt both sides of that coin, my Jedi friend. So I'm making no judgments here. But from an energy point of view, one thing that I found, the older that you get, the more important it is to go into the full moon with the right energy. With the right energy, my Jedi friends. And the right energy is to love yourself, to own your greatness, to own your brilliance, my Jedi friends. And that is it. There lieth the message. There's the mic drop. That's the end of the stream. I've given you the message. It's not quite the end of the stream. Maybe I'll stay around a bit longer, my Jedi friends, because we're not finished yet. We have work to do. We have work to do. Yes, we do. So there it is. But for the more impatient people that might watch this afterwards thinking, a bloody hour, because usually my stream's about an hour, I haven't got an hour for him to get to the point. Well, there you go. I've done it in under 15 minutes for you watchers that do not have the time to watch this to its conclusion. I've given you everything that you need to know already. There you go. And all I'm going to be doing is re-emphasizing these key points. You have to love yourself better. Whatever energy you take into a full moon will amplify, which is why it is absolutely critically important for empaths to bring the right energy to a full moon, to be in a good space. But what if an asshole turns up and puts me in a bad space? Let's be clear about this, my Jedi friends. Nobody can put you in a bad space without your permission. Nobody. It is your duty to yourself to ensure that you put yourself in a good space going into the full moon, which hits round about 5 o'clock tomorrow in British summertime. Roundabout, but it is tomorrow. So tomorrow is really important to be kind to yourself, to tell yourself a better story, to look in the mirror and say, you're fucking awesome. You're fucking awesome. And you deserve greatness. You deserve good energy. You deserve good luck. You deserve a ton of money coming your way. You deserve to wake up and feel energized. And it is the story that we tell ourselves, my Jedi friends. And there it is. There it is. Look in the mirror and tell yourself a great story of greatness about yourself. These are certain things. I mean, yes, it's very tongue-in-cheek, but it's not really. These exercises work. These are just some things that you can do to put yourself in a better mood. And if you see your phone ringing and you think it might be an arsehole on the other side, don't answer it, my Jedi friends. That's really, really important that you keep your energy good tomorrow. And that you plan what is the next chapter. So let's play a game. Let's just pretend your life is a book. Your life is a book. Now, up until this point, where's the story? Is it the Bourne Identity? Where has it gone? Is it, who knows, some war zone? It could be some epic drama. But the point being is that you are the author. And if you want someone to read this book or to watch this film, it's your job to make it interesting. And you don't make it interesting by bringing in an arsehole that's going to take away all of your energy. You've probably played that chapter way too often, my Jedi friends. We've got enough chapters of that in the book. Now it's a turnaround. It's time to turn it all around. Turn it all around. That is the spirit licked. I'm loving your style, my Jedi friend. Tomorrow my energy will be good. Yes, it will. It will be good, licked. Now you're talking. Now you're getting yourself into the right energy mindset for the transition, for the full moon. This is it. This is what we like. We like a bit of that. So yes, that is exactly what you're going to be telling yourself. And the more you do it, the more likely it is to occur. It's important to do stuff that's good. Like here in the UK at the moment, we're getting a bit of good weather, which is nice. It's a nice thing. We don't get it that often. So, may take myself off for a walk or something like that. That could be something that will stack the deck in my favor. So stuff like that can really make a big difference. So, you're going to do stuff that you want to do. Do stuff that uplifts you. Do stuff that makes you feel better. You might want to do a few stretches or something, stuff that will make you feel subtly better. Little exercise, do a few press-ups or something, just something that stacks the deck in your favor, that makes you feel good. A little walk. I mean, that's a real winner, I think. So, and taking time out of your day, I always find, just to switch your phone off for at least, start with a couple of minutes. Because most people can't, because they're addicted. They're addicted to my phone. No, I can't turn it off for that long. No. I'll be lost without my phone. It won't work. So turn your phone off and have some me time and work on your breathing. So a lot of the stuff that I talk about is working with energy and energy amplification. And so, my Jedi friends, as you're on this call, as you're watching this now, you can actually start to turn your energy around. So rather than me talk about you need to do it, let's just do it. So ground yourself, my Jedi friends, right now. Just imagine a ball of light at the center of the earth connecting to the base of your spine. Slow down your breathing, because your breathing controls your mood. And now connect with the lunar energy and imagine it coming through your being, bright white light from the moon. Plant lady is in, yes. Welcome back, Plant Lady. Hi all. That sounds good. Early night for me tonight. Fair play to you, Plant Lady. If that's what does it for you, then you do that. You set yourself up for a fantastic, magnificent full moon tomorrow. So yes, absolutely. Whatever it is that you need to do to feel better, that is what to do. That is what to do, my Jedi friends. Stack the deck in your favor. Start planning your day now. Absolutely say no to nonsense. If there's anything that you feel, I don't really want to do that. Now, I'm assuming if you've got to go to work, it could be dodgy. That could be a challenge. But if you don't, start planning your day. Start planning your day to do stuff. Make it a me day. Really important day to have a me day. I'm going to do stuff that uplifts me. I'm going to tell myself a better story. I'm going to go walking in nature. I'm going to appreciate what's around me. I'll tell you what I love to do. I've started, because the weather's been reasonable over here in the UK. I start my day by going out and get my coffee, and I just go in the garden and listen to the birds. Listen to the birds tweet. Listen to them tweet and just send them energy and appreciation. I had a little robin visit me the other day. A little robin, a Jedi bird, and a couple of magpies. They came over and stamped their authority all over the lawn, scared off all the other birds. The magpies take no nonsense. But my Jedi friends, there were two of them. What does that mean, Adam? Well, there's a little rhyme here. There used to be a program as I grew up called Magpie. It always used to say, 1 for sorrow, 2 for joy. And I got 2, folks. I got 2 magpies. I landed on the lawn. So I thought I'd share my joy with my Jedi friends on a live stream. There you go. It was set up today by 2 magpies landing on the lawn. Now, look, I'm very tongue-in-cheek with this stuff because I'm really not that superstitious. But having said that, what I will say is I'm very open to the shamanic ways. There's certain symbols and certain things that do happen I'm very tuned into. I used to run a process. I used to run retreats called Walk Innovation. And I used to take people out into nature and I'd ask them about their life and I'd take them on walks. I would take them on walks. And what I noticed is when I was asking them questions, when they were aligned, when they were giving me aligned answers, the path was fantastic. It was wide open. It was beautiful. There was stuff going on. Nature would attract to them. And when they got difficulty in their mind, they take us to a difficult part of the trail. Quite often get stuck, quite often hit a dead end. And I studied this for years and years and years, a process called Walk Innovation. And it's interesting that when our mind's in a good place, we take ourselves on a better path. When our mind is not in a good place, we take ourselves down a dodgy path. And it's fascinating. When you get people talking, you distract the mind, the body will lead to where the mind is. I always used to say, we'd get to a point, a dead end or something, and I'd say, do you notice what we're talking about and where you have led us? Where you have led us, my Jedi friends. It's fascinating. Fascinating it was. Used to like Walk Innovation. So there you go. There was a little blast from my past. A blast from my past, my Jedi friends. So you're grounded. You're slowing down your breathing as we do this. This is a way to increase your energy. Practical ways to increase your energy. And that's how we do it. That's how we do it. And imagining that there is white light coming through us. And let's tap into the moon. From the moon coming straight down through us. White light from the moon. We are connected above and below to the moon, my Jedi friends. You're energizing. And the slower you make your breathing, the more relaxed you will feel. Because your breathing controls your mood. Your breathing controls your mood, my Jedi friends. There you go, the basics. The simplest things are always the most powerful. And breathing is energy. Your breath is energy. As you breathe, it comes through you. You will feel connected. You will feel connected above and below. because you're grounded. You're connected to the moon. We're connecting into the moon. We're going to communicate with the moon now. That's a little bit out there, isn't it? Let's send messages to the moon. Thank you, moon. You are going to manifest for me greatness, more fun in my life, more connection. Maybe it's more money, whatever it is you want, more clients I'm going to manifest. I'm going to manifest a couple of friends out of the blue contacting me. A trip away, maybe. A new job, a new career path. What are you going to manifest? What are you going to tap into, my Jedi friends? What is your heart yearning for? What is it yearning for? What do you want more of in your life? These are just some questions you can ask yourself. Now, I know this all sounds a little bit way out there, doesn't it? A little bit way out. It is. Most of the population will never get this stuff. They will never get it, my Jedi friends, because they are not connected in. They are not resident lunatics. They do not live on this planet. On planet connection. Oh, look at that. Planet C64 has just jumped in. Look at that. Just joining. We have been joined by another planet, a planet C64. Look at that for synergy. Look at that for synergy, my Jedi friends. Welcome, planet C64. A pleasure to have you on this little Jedi journey that we're doing tonight. And we're having a bit of fun. We're tapping in. We are preparing for the full moon. The full moon! And it's lovely to have so many of you here and interacting as well. So loving your comments, my Jedi friends. Now, if you've got any questions about any of this stuff, you fire away. Absolutely. Any comments, any questions, you do it. You go for it. So, Tammy, I've discovered last thing at night and first thing in the morning, I need to have to do breathing techniques. It makes for a great sleep and a great day. Absolutely, Tammy. It really does. It really does. In fact, I've never had any sleeping problem in my life. The only time I've ever had a sleeping problem is when I forced myself to go to bed when I wasn't tired. And on those rare occasions, it's a brilliant time just to focus on your breathing and to make it as deep as you can. So part of my journey, I went on silent meditation retreats. And on silent meditation retreats, well, you're silent. And you meditate. There's a couple of things about silent meditation retreats. But and Planet C64 has gone, yes! Fair play, Planet C64. Fantastic. But yes, you spend a lot of time meditating, and it's all about your breathing. It's all about slowing down your breathing. Absolutely. That's where it's at. So, Lictor said, isn't the moon a spaceship? Rocket red countdown and lift off. Absolutely. We are off to the moon. We are lunatics, my Jedi friends. We are going to be there. You can astral travel. Maybe that's your thing. Some people can. I know people that do that. I know people that do this stuff. They can project themselves to the moon if they want. It's fantastic. You knew Yoda said could be licked. You know it, you knew Yoda. You know the score here. You know that we're only limited by our imagination here. So we have a new contender. We have a new Jedi has jumped on the stream. It's I create lines. Can heart palpitations be connected to PTSD, emotional energy and fear after trauma and near-death experiences? I would say yes. I create lines. I have to say, for legality, this is not medical advice. But funnily enough, I did work in a cardiac care ward for long enough to not just be a random lunatic giving you an opinion here. So let's unpack this. So heart palpitations, whatever the cause of heart palpitations, they're a message from your body that stuff needs to be, you need to be paying serious attention to whatever's going on. It needs to be resolved as a priority. So that is the message of heart palpitations. It doesn't happen by chance. And yes, it could be caused by PTSD. Could be there could be a lot of causes for what causes it. But yes, that's certainly one thing that could cause it. And fear of trauma and near-death experiences. Absolutely. There's loads of things that can trigger things. Interestingly enough, I mean, on this channel, I've spoken at most of these. There's certain videos to cover all of these areas. So what I would say is I create lines. If you're not already subscribed to this channel, you should have a look around some of my videos because we cover a lot of aspects of this. But this question is more complicated than just a yes or a no. Obviously, if we're dealing with trauma, I mean, that's heavy duty. It's heavy duty stuff. And you definitely need to get help with trauma stuff. So that's not something that you want to go on a YouTube live stream and get resolved. That is beyond my jurisdiction on a live stream to actually comment any more than that. But I would say yes, certainly could cause it. Certainly could cause it. 100%. And near-death experiences, well, near-death experiences, they're a strange one. I used to study them. I've worked with a lot of people that have had near-death experiences. And I have found that they've been transformative for most people. So a near-death experience is a second chance for most people. And you come back changed. You come back changed and more motivated. So I hope that helps you, my friend. But obviously, that's a big question you're throwing at me there. So Tammy's jumped back in. Our full moon is a few minutes before 1 p.m. We're in Eastern America. So I'm looking forward to a full moon at lunchtime. Lol. Well, fair play, Tammy. Fair play to you. Look at you getting all full moony at midday. Well, let's face it, in the world of the full moon, there are way weirder things than that. So yes, by all accounts, my Jedi friend, you prepare for it. You prepare for it. It's going to hit you earlier than it will do us. Well, it's all the same time, really. Just the clocks will say one thing and not others. And Licht says, we need to smash through trauma and conquer the world. Now, there's a statement, Licht. Stick that on your profile. That is an absolute winner. You can be a crusading warrior with a statement like that. I love it. Absolutely love it. So, yes. So in the world that I play in, as you'll know, my Jedi friends, if you've watched any of my videos, that were traumatized into waking up. So trauma is a good thing from that perspective. And yes, when we learn to deal with it, when we learn the message of it, it becomes a superpower gift. But before that happens, it's a nightmare, my Jedi friends. Trauma's a nightmare. No, you don't want any more until you've woken up. So, New Yoda says, transmute the trauma, win the world. Now, there is a statement. I think that should be on your profile, New Yoda. That is that is a strap line that could be a winner. Could be a winner. It sounds like you could be a therapist yourself. Go around with all this wisdom coming out of you. Yes, absolutely. If I was to summarize where it's at, that is a great, succinct summary of what it's all about for empaths, for certain. Transmute the trauma and win the world, or help the world, or change the world, or change your world. It all starts with that, my Jedi friends. Change your world. You change your life. You know, the hardest thing for most empaths to realize is that the only person's life that's worth you changing, that you have complete control over, is your own. It's your own. And where most empaths go wrong is trying to change everyone else as a priority and putting their own needs last. So there you go. I've actually just given you the formula for where empaths go wrong, what they need to do. What we need to do, my Jedi friends, is love ourselves more. And that's what we need to bring into the new moon tomorrow. Bring it into the new moon tomorrow. And for those that are later to the stream, I said earlier, I asked my friend Alan Charlin. Now, I've done a live stream with him before. I also did one of my most popular videos where we talked about the energy of tolerance. And it followed a video that I did called Tolerance is Poison for Your Soul. And we talk about the difference between tolerance and resolution and how tolerance is the evil cousin. The evil cousin of resolution. That tolerance is actually a horrible energy, and I don't recommend it to anyone. So I'm going to be stirring the pot going into to the full moon. So whether that's a good idea or not, well, I've just got to hope that it's all happened for a reason. And in my world, it always happens for a reason. So much as I can't really explain why we're going to be talking about tolerance going into the new moon or the full moon, is obviously a reason for it. Because I do think that a lot of healers and empaths think that tolerance is a good thing. And I'm going to tell you for certain, it's absolutely not. Because tolerance and healing or resolution are the two opposite energies. The opposite energies. Tolerance is the belief that you're not able to deal with stuff. When you tolerate stuff, you don't like it, but you don't deal with it. That's my interpretation of tolerance. Resolution, that is dealing with it. That is dealing with it in a way that it's not internalized and you can move forward with it. So there you go, a little bit of a plug for tomorrow's live stream with my very good friend Alan, who's brilliant. He's a mediator. And what he does, he goes around when people are having disputes and he sits down and he takes both their side. He talks to them individually and he represents both of them. So, right, okay, here's what you've got in common. Here's where the differential is. Can we find a happy medium? So that's what he does for a living. He teaches mediation and mediates for people. So he is the man in the middle. He is the neutral friend. He is the person that people go to when they've had a massive falling out and you can't find any room in the middle. So there you go. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting, my Jedi friends. I'm going to traumatize him into answering our questions. Alan's a very good friend. I've known him for many years. I actually met him training to do Reiki many moons ago, back in 2002. So we trained to become Reiki practitioners together. And a few years later, we trained to become Reiki masters together. So we are two Reiki masters, energy masters. We'll be here tomorrow to guide you through the full moon. My Jedi friends, that's what we're here for. That's what we're here for. Today is just preparation to get your mind in a good place tonight so that tomorrow you can fly with it. You can fly with it, my Jedi friends. So just as a little reminder, let's go back now. Let me remind you that as you watch this, that you can increase your energy. You do that by grounding, by slowing down your breathing and imagining the moon as a ball of light and bright light energy, white energy going from the moon through your head and through your body. And as you slow down your breathing and breathe that energy in, you are energizing, my Jedi friends. So as you listen to me, you are energizing yourselves. You are a Jedi Master. You're a Jedi Master, and you will feel energized. So there you go. Full moon alert. Full moon alert. The alert is for you to be a much better friend to yourself and plan your day for a better day. Stack the deck in your favor. Do things you want to do. And that could be little things like treating yourself to a nice breakfast or whatever it is. You're going to look after yourself. You're going to treat yourself as your best friend. That's what you're going to do tomorrow. You are going to be your own best friend. And Lichter said, I love these live streams. Well, thank you, Licht. That's very kind of you. And it's great that you keep jumping on them. And you are one of my Jedis as well. Licht has subscribed to the channel. So thank you, Licht. All of these subscriptions help me. It is a bonus because this is what I want to be doing. It's what I want to be doing. I want to be spending more time with it. So people like Licht who subscribe to the channel help me to do that, to focus all my energy on this channel. Certainly to give these live streams, to connect communities, to connect fellow lunatics together and to help people to wake up. To wake up, my Jedi friends. We all need to wake up. And I know these terms get thrown around by various people. Quite often they're not even awake themselves. Let's all awaken together, my Jedi friends. Let's have a wake-up pact. A wake-up pact that when we take the red pill, we all wake up. And we can be lonely from our little place, wherever it is in the world you are, when you realize that you're awake, and not many people are. And that can be brutal. It can be brutal, my Jedi friends. It can be a very lonely journey, being awake or waking up. Especially the waking up process, because you have to learn all of the stuff that you need. You don't just wake up one day and life is sweetness and light and you skip down the road and that's it. It's not a Scrooge on Christmas morning experience for most, my Jedi friends. There's a lot of bruising and battering and trauma involved in waking up. It is tough. It is tough, and it's not for everyone. So let's just say that. Let's just put that out there. You know, it's not easy. It's not easy, my Jedi friends, but it is worth it. It is worth it. Now, I'm also going to give, because I have to, a gratuitous plug. I've just finished my Jedi Training Academy. And I asked the people on it, I said, what did you get out of this? You know, tell me your experience of it. Because I tried to position it to them so that their expectations would be met, but also I was going to prepare them for what was to come. And what I told them all is you're going to get what you want. You're not going to get what you want, you're going to get what you need. And getting what you need is sometimes brutal and involves a lot of triggering. So I had to trigger a few of them, but I got some very positive feedback, and I'm doing another one at the end of the month, my Jedi friends. So I'm going to invite you to at least explore that, because these are massive and they're a bargain. Every single one of them said best money that they've spent. So that is the Jedi Training Academy, and Grizzly Gurr has turned up. Hello, watching from my kitchen, peeling potatoes from mashers. Fair play. Happy Mother's Day to me. Is it Mother's Day over there, Grizzly? Well, fair play to you. I didn't even know that. Well, if Mother's Day it is, you enjoy your spuds. You enjoy your spuds and peeling potatoes. That is a winner. Absolutely winner. So to all mothers on the stream, if it's your Mother's Day, then fair play. Fair play. Happy Mother's Day. That's a good thing. It's a good thing for mothers to be looking after themselves. And that's what you should be doing, Grizzly, is making yourself something nice. Something nice. That is where it's at. Looking after yourself, treating yourself better. So for anyone that's late to the stream, let me summarize the first 43 minutes. Let me summarize. So the full moon is tomorrow. The full moon amplifies how you feel. So it's really, 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 really important to set yourself up to be having a good day tomorrow. And whatever you need to do that, then do it. There you go. Just summed it up. I've just summed it up. So, Licht, I want to do the training. I could not buy from the site. Okay, Licht, well, get in touch with me. Thank you for pointing that out. Thank you for pointing that out. We will find a way to do this. I had Alltug on the last one, had the same problem, but we found a way around that. So message me afterwards, Licht. I'd love to get you on the Jedi Training Academy, and we're going to be starting it in a couple of weeks. So I think that you'll massively benefit from it. I've just had really, really positive feedback, and some incredible things happened to the people on the last one. I mean, really seismic shifts. I just want to prepare you, because I never know what's going to happen on the Jedi Training Academies, because people get what they need, not what they want. And part of the process for some of them on there, I had to trigger them. I had a few of them shouting at me at one point and thanking me for it afterwards. So there you go. I trigger people. I trigger people to wake up. And a lot of it is learning how to set boundaries. So everyone's journey is different. Let's just start with that, my Jedi friends. And what I do, I facilitate. I give you the access to a complete online energy course. You get access to that from the moment that you sign up. So you've like 20 videos that teach you every aspect about using energy. And then when we work through it, it's a 3-month process. We do a weekly call, and there's a WhatsApp group where you can ask any question you want. So if you're serious about energy, and what I found on the last course, there were 3 of them, no, two of my people on the last one were trained in energy medicine, trained in things like Reiki, and they said that this filled in the gaps of the stuff they didn't understand about working with Reiki. That working with me helps them to understand it from a much more deeper perspective. And I suppose I don't really feel comfortable bigging myself up, but for stuff like this, I think it's important to do it as well. I've spent, since 2002, I've worked with energy. I've worked with thousands of different people, and I'm trained in 6 different energy systems. And I've heard a lot of bullshit, folks. It's from some of the trainers as well. So my role is to simplify it. That's what I do. I show you how to work with energy, and I strip away all of the bullshit, and I make it simple. Sometimes I make it so simple people don't get it. They don't understand after all their energy training. Oh, but we think we have to do this and that. No, you don't. I'm going to show you how to use it in its most easy way. But more importantly, most empaths don't know how to clear their energy. Don't know how to clear your own energy field and set boundaries. And this is really important, because our energy is like a magnet. Your body, your mind, your energy is like a magnet. And if you don't learn how to clear it as an empath, you're just attracting everything. Everyone you spend time with, everyone that you've grown up with, you absorb their energy. And what happens, we get to a state of life where most of the energy that you're running isn't your own. And I help people to clear this. I help people to wake up to this dynamic. I show people how to clear their energy field. I show empaths what boundaries are and how to draw them. We explore them. Most people don't. Most highly sensitive people, most empathic people, they don't know where their boundaries are. I haven't even thought about boundaries, and yet it's the lack of boundaries where things go wrong. Where they go wrong, my Jedi friends. And so I had a couple of really, really big awakenings from the people on the last Jedi Training Academy about boundaries, about clearing energy, and stuff really started to happen. So one of the people on the Jedi Training Academy hadn't seen their son for years. And at the end of it, on the last day, was coming over to meet them. So incredible things started to happen when you work with energy and you learn to clear your energy. So I'm just saying, folks, I'd be a liar to not tell you the really good stuff that was happening to people there. But I had to trigger a lot of them. It's definitely not all sweetness and light. Working with energy can be brutal. It really can. So Plant Lady, I'd like to do this too. So my full moon prayer will be for the HMRC to give me back my emergency tax. Well, let's put that out there, Plant Lady. Let's do that. Let's do this with the full moon. Bring the energy of abundance. Be the energy of abundance. Let's do this. Let's absolutely do this. And this is what it's about. It's about getting into the place where you deserve it. So you have to have the conversation with yourself and tell you do deserve it. You are a great person. You are wonderful. You will radiate the energy of abundance. Because I guarantee everybody that goes on the Jedi Training Academy that you will get value or give you your money back. No one else out there does this. There is no one else in the energy world. And if you know anyone, you tell me. Come back to me and let me know, because I've not met anyone else that will do an energy training program and guarantee the results. There you go. That's how good I am. That's how confident I am in what I do. You tell me one person that trains you in energy that will guarantee the results, and I will tell you that they don't exist, my Jedi friends. And if they do, well, I don't know about them. So there you go. True story. True story, my Jedi friends. I know what I'm doing in this thing. And it's not just working with energy. You know, I don't do it to teach you energy. You already know how to use it. They do it to facilitate it, because the real healing comes, the real benefits come in you using it in between the sessions. That's where it's at. It's usually consistency. A lot of people think that working with energy is like a one-off. I think it's like, oh, I'll go to a spa session, that's it. We're done till the next spa session. You're never done with energy. It's a 24/7 thing. We're always working with energy. You, my Jedi friends, are always working with energy every second of every day. Even when you're sleeping, you set it up. You go to bed, you set your energy space. You set your energy space, my Jedi friends. And I'll tell you the truth. I didn't understand this. When I first got into energy, I thought I'd just do a few sessions. I'd do an hour a day or something like that. Get the shift. And then I just went on my merry way thinking, that's it, job done. Look at me. I'm feeling energized. I've shifted that shit. And then suddenly I'd stop using it and then more shit would appear. And I was like, oh no, I've got to start again. What's going on? And the mistake I made was thinking that something had to go wrong for me to use energy. This is like insane. Well, I only use it when the shit hits the fan. Actually, it's prevention is better than cure, my Jedi friends. The trick with energy work, and you ask any advanced practitioner, is to use it more consistently. So let me just tell you my reality. When I first trained in Reiki, I went to a Reiki convention, and we had all these Reiki masters come from all over the world, and some of the top trainers, the lineage bearers, and we won't even go down that path for now. But the bottom line, what I noticed is so many, I'm talking well over 50% of the Reiki masters that showed up, including the trainers, were seriously overweight. Now, what I found is that people that are sensitive to energy, empaths, if you don't clear your energy, you take on energetic weight from other people. And if you keep it, if you continue to not clear it, it will translate to physical weight. That clearing your energy field is not something that is taught in Reiki. It just isn't. I had to learn that, and I'm going to give a massive shout out. One of my best teachers was a chap called Art Geyser, who teaches energetic NLP. And that puts so many pieces of the jigsaw in place that were missing from my original training in Reiki, in vortex healing. And both of them were great tools individually, but it gave me more integration. It answered a lot of the questions that I had. And he was a fantastic facilitator, trainer in the world of energy. So luckily I've learned from some incredible people. And now I have the tools to teach this stuff. So, and it is definitely part of my purpose, and it's part of this channel to teach people how to use energy. And as I say, this isn't just a one-off, to actually live it, my Jedi friends, to live it. And that's where it's at, to use energy every day, to realize that you're in control of your own destiny, you're in control of your own mood, even when the shit's hitting the fan, that you have the tools to reverse things. So Grizzly says, I'm proud of myself because I thwarted my daughter's fake texts asking if I'm okay, saying she loves me, but for ignoring her for the first time. What will be her consequences? So Grizzly, I'm guessing here that your daughter is narcissist. So let's talk about this, because narcissists, until you wake up to this, narcissists are kryptonite to empaths. So I have talked about this on videos, but I think it's good to recap as well. How do you identify a narcissist? Because I didn't even know what a narcissist was for most of my life. And then realized that, I had narcissism in my family, including my mum. So Grizzly said yes, so she's a narcissist. So let's look at some really common things that narcissists do. So the first thing that a narcissist does is they're brilliant at pretending to be your best mate. A narcissist is quite often the life and soul of the party. A narcissist is great fun on a night out. Narcissist is great energy. You could have your friends in, they will light up the party. They'll be all things to everyone. They will be the center of attention. That's a narcissist, the great party animal. Great fun. They are great fun. And then one day you realize that this person will do and say things to you that you didn't think was possible. You'll feel your energy just plummet in their presence. Now, with an empath, that would very rarely happen. The only time that'll happen with an empath is when you're not waking up and they've got your back and they need to give you a clipped wing. It's very rare with an empath, but with a narcissist, it happens all too often. You'll be there and suddenly they'll criticize you, they'll put you down, they'll say some awful shit to you, and your energy will plummet. And that will keep doing that until you reach a point saying, right, that's enough. And then they'll be your friend again. And they'll tell you they're never going to do it again. Say that they're sorry. They're really sorry. They'll be back to be your friend. They'll build up the relationship until they've got you confident enough. And then they'll start the process again. And it's a cycle. Friendship and abuse, friendship and abuse. And what they'll do is take your deepest, darkest stuff that you told them in your most open, vulnerable moment, and they will absolutely crucify you with it. And they may even tell everyone else as well. Narcissist has no morals. They have no set of boundaries when it comes to this. So Grizzly says they lie. Yes, they absolutely do. That's a frequent flyer. She tries to set me up for jail time. Well, that doesn't surprise me. A narcissist has no conscience. They have no empathy, Grizzly. That's the thing with narcissism. And a narcissist also, if you actually walk out on them, they'll love bomb you. They'll text you and text you and text you and text you and text you. The whole game is to keep your attention, to keep you in their web. And this is where so many empaths, they go wrong. They go wrong with narcissists because they believe the lies. Because you want to be empathic. You want to see the best in people. See, the narcissist knows this. They know that you are the easy target until you're not. And that's the wake up for the empath. One day you're done. You see it for what it is, and you're not having any more narcissism, and you're no longer the easy target. So Planet C64 has jumped in. Accusations, equal admissions. Well, you'll know this as well. Absolutely, Planet C64. Here's a classic thing from a narcissist. They'll have a go at you, and what they'll do is explain exactly what they've done to you, and they'll say it's you that's doing it. You're being manipulative. You're the liar. You're out of alignment. Projection, absolutely. New Yoda's hit it there. People project a lot. Most people do this. This is interesting. When you really have a level of awareness, when you're working with energy and you see the world for what it is, you realize that when you're having a go at other people, you're actually projecting. And people will project to you. They'll tell you who they are. And there's a great statement I've read once. It says, we don't see the world as it is. We see it as we are. It's the same when people are having a go at you. You'll see this as an empath. When people have a go at you, they're just telling you the shit that they're doing. They're telling you about themselves. And you're just a mirror. Part of the awakening process, part of actually waking up, part of the dark night of the soul, and really hitting rock bottom, is absolutely seeing that I'm just a mirror for everyone else. And that was the same. And this was something I said on my Jedi Training Academy. Because every single person that did it, they thanked me and they told me I was brilliant. There you go. But much as I loved that, it wasn't that I was brilliant. It was that they were brilliant. They were ready for it. And I wanted them to take complete ownership of it. That I was there to facilitate. They were the ones that did the work. And in exactly the same way that I don't accept that it was me that was brilliant, it was them and they were ready for what I had to do. If someone has a go at me and tells me I'm useless or blah, 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 same rules apply. So as a facilitator that has sort of woken up and drank the Kool-Aid, it's just as important not to let your ego think it was me that did all of this work as it is to, I'm not taking responsibility for your bullshit. And there's the happy medium. There's the happy medium of my life now. I know that when people come to me and they work with me, they're ready for it. And there's a whole load of pressure gone to that point. A lot of the work is done. A lot of the work is done by the time people get it. They don't see it because they're in chaos. But there has to be a certain level of awareness before people are ready for me, which is why most people aren't ready to come and work with me. They just aren't. They just aren't my Jedi friends, and I'm comfortable with that. I know my niche. I know my target audience. And I know the level of development that people need to be at before they come and work with me. So I've found my groove. I found my groove. And that's it. And I see through narcissism. And it's wonderful. It's wonderful. I just don't deal with narcissists now. So Grizzly says, I always believed her lies until I didn't last year. Well, most empaths get caught at some stage, Grizzly. That's just the way of the world. So the way of the world, the empath wants to see the good in everybody. And that is the gift and the curse of being an empath or a healer or a light worker or a good person or someone that's high empathy, a highly sensitive person. And for highly sensitive people, narcissists and psychopaths, they are like sharks looking for the fish. And they see you as a little fish and they start licking their lips. They're licking their lips because they know you're an easy target. And then one day they go for another round and suddenly this fish turned into a killer whale and takes them out. They turn into an orca. They take out that shark. And that is the game here, my Jedi friends. You know, you're being preyed on because your strength through the lens of a narcissist is seen as a weakness because they have no empathy and they don't give a shit. And when you wake up to this, when you actually truly wake up to this, life shifts. Life gets so much easier. It does get so much easier, but it takes a lot of knocks on the school of hard knocks to do that, my Jedi friend. So there you go. There's the lunatic setup. My word, look, we're over an hour now. Over an hour. So haven't we gone on? Haven't I entertained myself by well, it's been all your comments, my friends, as ever. Thank you for being so active during this live stream. Now, as I say, we're going to do another one tomorrow, me and my friend Alan. You're very welcome to come along and join us for that. If you've got any more questions, I'll probably be wrapping this up. I'll do a couple more minutes just to see if there's any more comments, questions, any insights, anything you want to share, any random comments, you know, by all means, jump on and add any for the finale. I shall wrap this up in a couple of minutes, but I'll be back tomorrow, my Jedi friends, for the full moon with my friend Alan, who's great crack. He's great crack. Yes, he is. So we'll have another little live stream there. We will. And the world will be cured again. We will put the world to rights as we do on these little rambles. So hopefully this has helped you. Just to summarize before we log off, the full moon is a powerful time. The energy you bring into it will be the energy that you amplify. You will amplify energy that you bring into it. So it is really, 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 really important to get yourself in a good place tonight and tomorrow, to start talking to yourself like your best mate, to start manifesting the things that you want, and to feel good about yourself. And if any arseholes call you, don't take the call. Don't take those calls, folks. Don't take those calls. So here we go. Grizzly, thanks. See you tomorrow. I see you tomorrow, Grizzly. Enjoy your potatoes and your Mother's Day. Licked, see you. Yes, you will, Licked. Now, let's also have a conversation. Let's work out how to work out a payment gateway. But I want you on the Jedi Training Academy. I think you'll massively benefit from it. So let's have that conversation. I'll send you my email address. It's actually on a lot of the videos, but I'll just simplify it. But yes, it'd be lovely to have you as part of the academy. So thank you again for turning up. Planet C64, brilliant timing today when I was talking about planets. That was just divine. It was divine. Thank you for joining us. Thank you. New Yoda, thank you for the Jedi Council. Well, it wouldn't be the same without you, New Yoda. I mean, let's face it. Every Jedi Council needs Yoda in it. So, as ever, thank you for sharing your wisdom and bringing your great energy to the stream. Tammy says, see you tomorrow too. Well, I look forward to it, Tammy. You come along. Absolutely. I will see you tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow. That's where it's at. Only once has jumped in. Look at this. Don't take the call. Not on Mother's Day here in the UK. It's not Mother's Day here in the UK. Absolutely. Well, don't take the call anyway. Only once. We're not taking any shit calls during this transition. Is too important. It's full moon tomorrow. We need to get our energy right. So thank you for dropping in. Always a pleasure. And Plant Lady, as ever, thanks. Well, thanks to you, my Jedi friend. Thank you all for joining me today, and prepare yourselves, my Jedi friends, for a powerful transition and a wonderful full moon. And you're all very welcome to join me and Alan tomorrow as we talk about tolerance. There will be no more tolerance here, my Jedi friends. We will be flushing it all out, ready for the full moon, for the new you, my Jedi friends. There's going to be a new you at the end of all this. So thanks again. Thanks for joining me and for all the good fun we've had on the streams. And I love you guys that you're so interactive on the stream. It wouldn't be the same without your comments and joining in. So thank you for that. And you enjoy your evening. You make sure you write out your mantras and set the list of things you are going to manifest and start to feel it, my Jedi friends. That's where it's at. Feel it. So if you want money, you've got to feel abundant. And that you do that by imagining what would happen right now if £1 billion turned up in my bank account. Start feeling the energy of it now, or having what it is that you're looking to manifest. Start feeling it, and bring it into the full moon, because that's where it's at, my Jedi friends. That is where it's at. So enjoy your evening. I'm going to sign off now. I'm going to end this stream and wish you all well until tomorrow. Until